like I'm stuck on a tree. Hey everybody, I'm back. Let me get this guy back on track. This plow, it takes 20 yards to turn around. But it's working, so I guess that's all we need to worry about. There's Scorpion. Hey buddy, feeling a little better today. Hey Miss Nelson, how are you? I apologize for not being on Tuesday, but I just was not feeling well. Hey Alan, how you doing? Yeah, I just, Tuesday was not a good day. I just wasn't feeling well. And I'm not one of these kind of people that can fake being happy. I don't, as a matter of fact, I don't really care for those kind of YouTube videos where they just scream and yell like they're about ready to wet their pants. And, just, to me it's so phony. But I can't do that. Generally, if I'm up and excited, it's because I had too much caffeine. I'm heavily medicated, in other words. But anyway, I apologize for not being here Tuesday. Like I say, I just wasn't feeling very well. But I'm here today. And I was laughing because I decided to... I'm playing some of the old games that I haven't played in a long time. Final Fantasy is one of them. I'm a big Final Fantasy player and have been. I beta tested the MMO and played it for it's been out for about 5 years. I played it for 4 years. I haven't played it for about a year and decided to go back. It had 2 new expansions on it. And a funny part is I told my wife that I wasn't going to mess around with YouTube with it. I'm going to take it over to Twitch. And so I didn't say it that way though. I said I'm going to go live streaming and I'm going to be twitching. And she looked at me like I was nuts. She's twitching. What do you got, Parkinson's or something? No, she doesn't understand computers at all. She doesn't even know how to turn one on. Anyway, Darren, how are you? Darren's here. How's everybody today, tonight, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it may be? So everybody's still waiting what's going to happen to YouTube with this COPA thing, whether we're all going to get sued for $42,000 a video and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It doesn't really start until the first of the year. The time period for contacting the federal government is over. I sent money into an organization that was going to lobby the government to see if they could make them understand how YouTube works, because they don't. But I don't know what happened about that. Everybody's scared to death they're going to lose their channels, and so I decided to start going on Twitch again for a while. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Anyway, I have another apology to make since I'm in the apologetic mood. This is Big Hoss's. Well, he's Southern Boy now, or he might not even be Southern Boy anymore. I think he's changed again, but I can't remember. But this is one of his maps. But here's the thing. In my own defense, and it wasn't until after I found out that it actually was, that I realized that I knew it was because I know how he makes his maps. And this is how he makes his maps. And I was talking to him about a month ago, and he told me that one of his last maps, he was having trouble with the trains, and he had to take the trains out. And if you remember in the last live stream, I talked about the fact that the trains don't work. And it didn't hit me till later about that conversation I had with him. But here's the thing in my own defense. I got this from Papa Smurf. When I went to Papa Smurf's page, right on the bottom, it says Southern Farming by Papa Smurf. But then it has Southern Boy's icon on it. And so I didn't understand that. I was a little confused. Anyway, yeah, so it is a big hoss map. So there you go. Let's go around and see what's going on. The cotton's done, I think. Wow, I got 3 bales. Woo! All right, I think I leased this rig, so let's take this thing and return it to sender. Return to sender. Address unknown. That's not the way you do it, though. I need to go into the garage. And we'll return that. And then I need to get my truck and... oh, let's get this fella moving again. Unload it first. Unload... oh, too late. Oh, Scorpion. I didn't see that. Oh, shoot. I forget there's always some left in it you gotta poop out. Well, let's just pretend that it was just a sliver and not a whole one. Now I gotta go see if that trailer's available. It's a noisy truck. Let me pull back away from it. So, I'm feeling kind of weird today. I feel better, of course, physically, mentally. I'm feeling okay. I'm not heavily medicated yet. I haven't had any caffeine. Oh, no, wait a minute. I had a cup of tea this morning, but that was several hours ago. So I'm not completely wound up. On the other hand, I'm feeling kind of laid back a little bit. Like maybe I'm just gonna farm and let you guys talk or something. So I haven't made up my mind yet. We'll see how the live stream goes. Whoa, got some air on that one. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, roll over. Oh, I think he would have rolled over if he hadn't hit that. Oh, maybe he didn't. Okay, now what do I do? Oh, man. Oh. All right, I gotta find myself here. Give myself some strength. Oh, now I really messed it up. Okay, how come I can't move? I'm stuck in here. I'm stuck on Band-Aid. No, I seriously am. There we go. But that didn't do me any good. I can't walk. Why can't I walk? Weird. Well, I got in. I can't get out of this thing. My keys aren't working. That's weird. Let me see if I can get to a I can't get to a different vehicle. My equipment's not working here. That's weird. Let me go out and go back in. All right, Miss Nelson. Her boss came in. That's funny. All right, I'm going back in the game. Let's see here. What am I missing? I started using the weird tractor to pull the cotton trailer. Oh, that one that it has all the parts to it. I think I know which tractor you're talking about. All right, let me see if this is gonna let me. Well, now I can move. All right, I don't know what happened. I lost the keyboard. Yeah, Scorpion's in the money moving around thing. I probably am talking out of turn, but some of you may know that money particularly moves around after you're not around to pick it up yourself. Enough said. Well, let's see. I just saw the mailman drive by, and I think they came by twice. Because I looked a minute ago, and the truck was back. So I'm thinking that I got some Christmas presents that came in today. And I love the fact that, well, I was a little worried because generally, on a normal basis, when it's not the holidays, and if you ask Alexa, she can hear me. If you have any notifications or anything coming in, she'll say, yes, and you got a package with a DVD in it, or Star Wars the movie, or something like that. At Christmas time, she doesn't. She just says, yes, you have received a package today. Which is good, because a lot of times, although Carol doesn't know how to turn on a computer, she does know how to say Alexa. And so she uses Alexa to find out what the weather's doing and all that kind of good stuff. And then when I get a package notification, she does know to ask about that. So I'm glad that they don't say that anymore. Hey, Ben, how are you? Ben's in the house. Haven't flown with you for a while. Yep, I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing great. I've been grinding in Elite Dangerous on one of my alt accounts. For those of you that don't know, I play a lot of games, and some of them I record, some of them I don't. I have recorded Elite Dangerous before, but I don't get too many people watching it, so I don't record very much over there. But I do have 5 accounts on Elite Dangerous, and that's not even how many I've purchased, because I purchased a couple for friends to play, and so anyway, if you have grinding to do and you have 5 accounts, you got 5 times the grinding that everybody else has. So doggone it. Should just let him drive it. He does a better job than I do. Taking a break. Yeah, I actually did too myself for a few weeks. But that's kind of how I play games anyway. You guys know I played Red Dead Redemption. I've got 2 copies of it. I've got, no I don't. I have 3. I have 3 copies of it because it came out on computer, on PC. I have the Xbox One copy, I have a Sony PlayStation 4 copy, and I've got the PC copy. Same thing with The Witcher. I've got 2-3 copies of that. I don't know. I get into a game and I want to see how it plays on everything. The Elite Dangerous, I've got 1 Steam account. I've got 3 regular accounts from Frontier. That's the company that develops the game. And then because I wanted to see how it played on Sony PlayStation, I have a copy on that. Yeah, the game companies get their money's worth out of me. I lost count of how many copies of Skyrim that I own. Well, not that I own, but that I've purchased or have purchased for other people. Let me get this truck over here and pick up this grain. PC is. I'm a PC player. I'm going to probably say PC on everything. And the only other problem with some of the games on platforms is, like, for Sony, if it's an online game, you have to pay $14 a month or $15 a month for Sony's PlayStation's service just to be able to log on to your game. So if you're playing a game that you're paying a monthly fee on, you have to pay that, and then you still have to pay Sony just to be able to play it. So I don't do a lot of that. Yeah, I'm old school. Well, there's so many more things you can do with it. Take Red Dead Redemption. It came out, on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and it was quite a while before it finally came out on PC. About a year, I think. And it comes out on PC. The graphics are so much better. They've enhanced the graphics. They've added things to it. I mean, it looks and plays better. It's just really good. Plus, there is a online segment if you want to play online with your friends. All that kind of good stuff. Get the rest of my... Oh, I still have this guy to deal with. What am I going to do with this guy? I'm afraid to get in it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and put him down in the shop. Not take any chances. This truck is a nice truck, but it's a little squirrely. Holy smokes. The reason I'm using this particular truck, I have several trucks I could use, but the reason I'm using this one is because the trailers that I want to use, they won't hook up to the other trucks. They're either too high off the ground or too low off the ground. Not high enough, I should say. Let's see, I need to get a trailer to pick up that cotton. So, I got to remember where that trailer's at, though. Is it in... Oh, God, I can't remember where it's at. Is it miscellaneous? No. Is it... Is it in... Oh, boy. I can't think. I don't think it's in trailers. Trailers for sale or rent. No, it's not there. Baling Tech, is that where it's at? Thanks, Scorp. Baling Tech. Where's Baling Tech? There we go. There it is. Thank you. All right, we're not going to buy it right. Well, should I buy it? I'm going to be using it maybe to pick. No, this one only picks up cotton, so I'm going to lease it. Yeah, it's weird with PlayStation. If you're going to play an online game, you have to pay them to go online to play. And that's just the way it works. Now, that's not true of every MMO. For example, what's he doing? Trick Driver again. Final Fantasy, the other MMO I'm playing currently, is a Sony game, so they own that. So, in a way, and you can go right on and play it. You don't have to have their monthly service. Thank God. But I'm playing it on the PC anyway. I do have it for the PlayStation 4, and it's nice when... whoa. Man, this thing's squirrely. It's nice when I'm tired and I'm, just tired of sitting in the desk all day. I can go into my 80-inch television and surround sound stereo system and sit in an easy chair and play on the PlayStation. Right, there's the log cabin. That's how I know to turn. So this is my driveway. All right, where's the cotton field? Way down south in the land of cotton, that's where it's at. This is my magic trailer for picking up cotton. Oh, there's cotton all around the edge. Oh, well, I missed it. What can I say? Can't believe it's getting so close to Christmas. Time just is flying by. I can't believe it. All right, let's see. What do I have to do? Operation position. There we go. It seems to me like it's spring and we're waiting for summer. And but it's not. It's Christmas. Where did the summer go? Because it went by so damn fast. As well as the fall. course, it's not quite winter yet. I just can't believe how fast time goes. I told my wife, I said, my God, it's Thursday already. Wasn't it just Thursday yesterday? Well, no, that was a week ago. I know it was. I'm just saying. It seemed like it was just Thursday. And now it's Thursday again. I don't know where the hell I'm at. But when I came by after I picked up this trailer, I saw a cotton sign. Let me go back and see if that's where I can sell it. Only 13 days left, yeah. Well, thank God for, you know, Amazon, because I got all my shopping done. Although, wait a minute, the main present for Carol, I did not buy it through Amazon. I got it through the manufacturer. Carol's a little bit easier to buy for than I am because most of the time she can't afford me, you know, with all the computers and microphones and things that I might want. Anything I might want, you're talking thousands of dollars. And she's afraid to pull the trigger on purchases that large. I'm not. And so I bought her some things that are pretty practical. I don't spend money frivolously, but right, here's the cotton sale. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, you had to back in? Oh, come on. I don't want to do that. Is this really the place to sell cotton? Well, it says it is on the sign. Let's see. I wonder if Miss Nelson got caught by her boss. All right, now let's see. How do we sell this stuff here? Transporting, unload bales. Abort unloading, unload here. What happened? It unloaded one. Did we get paid for that? 86,000? Oh, there they went. All right, cool. Well, we made a little bit of money. Oh, I forgot you got Alexa. I know, kids. When I first got that, the kids just went crazy. Alexa, tell me a joke. Alexa, sing for me. I mean, it's just Alexa. Oh shoot! Here she is. Stocks and bonds. She told me a joke. They were just driving us crazy with talking to it. You know, they would. How long can a dog turd sit outside before it melts? Questions like that. You know, kids and potty humor. Oh man! Come on, Flip. You can do it. Oh my God! It did do it. I'm a stunt driver now. Look at that. I gotta find a place to park this guy. He takes up a lot of room. This truck is weird. Weird truck, weird. So you're working in Saudi for Christmas and New Year, huh? They don't celebrate it. But I have 2 weeks off in January. Cool. Hey, Fred Young's in the house. Yep, the older you get, time goes quicker. It really does. Thank God every day's Saturday. But anyway. Oh, you went on that Stellar Unknown? I'm missing chat here. Yeah, I think after the holidays, CGI and I and CGI's wife, we're going to take a trip to Colonia. The stunt man, that's me. One of my accounts, the reason I have more than one account is, well, one reason. If you go out exploring into space, and Ben will know all about this, sometimes you're gone for months. What happens if there's something interesting going on back home in the bubble, what we call the bubble, which is the civilized part of the settled part of space, and you're, hundreds of thousands of light years away. You can't participate. Well, I've got a second account so that if I'm out exploring, I can participate on things that are happening close to home. And that led to a third account so that I could have one account stationed someplace that's, thousands of light years away. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm fixing up one of the accounts I'm fixing up to take way out to Colonia, which is 27,000 light years from the habitated bubble. And there are settlements out there, so there's civilization out there. And there's a lot of players that choose to live out there. So, and some of those people that are traveling to these places that are far, far away and galaxy far, far away, like Star Wars, are people that are in our fleet. And so I want to have a ship stationed out there so that if our fleet is traveling out into space, I've got a rescue ship or something out there that's available to go out and help if needed. So I've got one account I'm going to take out to Colonia. Some of you are not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm going to take a third account and station it out at Sagittarius A, which is another destination that's thousands of light years away. But CGI, another one of our group, and his wife are going to fly sometime after the holidays to Colonia. And I'm going to leave one of my accounts out there. I think they're just going for the hell of it. Or as I used to say when I was a kid, they're going for the halibut. Yeah, it's funny when you're a kid, but what am I harvesting here? Barley. Oh, shoot. I should have the windrow running. I'm missing out on my straw. There we go. Something to pick up. Yeah, I just wanted to get some of the major things done in the bubble before I left. Like I wanted to make my Federation, get my Federation rank up, my Empire rank up, get some engineering done, that kind of thing before I go to the bubble. Now there's engineering stuff out there too, but I'm familiar with what to do in the civilized, habitated areas of space. You guys are all going, what the hell is he talking about? Well, if you're interested, you can go watch some of my Elite Dangerous videos. Nobody does, that's why I don't make too many. Oh, I can't do that. It's got oats. I gotta dump the oats first. Yeah, that's your own fault, Scorpion. You should be flying with me. What'd you fly for a week? Or even that long? I can't remember. It's been a while. Ben. Oh yeah. No worries. So yeah. Anyway, if you're late coming, I did find out this is Big Hoss's map, and as I said earlier, when you go download it, it says Southern Farming by. It says right on it by Papa Smurf, but it's got Southern Boy's icon on it. Well, that's Big Hoss. So I got confused because it said by Papa Smurf. So, honest mistake. Let's get this guy going. Oops. Because we got some linemen to do here, I think. Pretty sure. Let's check. See what this field needs. Yes, it needs plowing and lime, so... What's this field shaped like? Let's go down to this corner over here, because it's the only corner on this field that looks squarish, or 90-degree angle. All right, let's see. I'm going to do a course on this. So we're going to do fertilizing and seeding. That's what this one is right here. And we are going to generate course. It is field 4. And it is not 18 meters. It says it's 18 meters. It is not. It's a lot bigger than that. Why does it not show how big it really is? What's the spread on that? Let me see what the spread on that is. We've got fertilizing technology. It's this one, I believe, right here. And it says it's 12 meters. That can't be right. It's not that one. It's got to be this one. 12 meters? That's not right. How could that be right? All right, let me check something here, because if we do spread this out, it's 38 meters with those things out. 38 meters. Okay, that helps. That helps a lot. All right, let's go back in. We're going to go back in. Let me get rid of that. Generate the course. Field 4. I'm going to have to do it manually. No other way to do it. 38 meters. You played longer than a couple weeks? You're slacking, buddy. You're slacking. 30 minutes of Red Dead? How do you only play 30 minutes on a game like that? I started playing that, and I didn't put it down until my wife came in and beat me across the head and told me I needed to get some sleep. All right, my finger's really getting tired. Whoops, there we go. I went over. All right, generate field course. Wait, not yet. I want to do I'm going to do a headland, and I'm going to do it clockwise. Generate the course. Whoa, that's going to make short work of that field. All right, let's go back and save that. That was field 4. Field ought 4 lime. Put the lime in the coconut, then you feel better. Okay. The trees wreak havoc around here, which is why I'm doing headlands, because they want to turn off. Oh, no, 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 no. Why does it always do that? It's not spreading as wide as it said it did. Why is it not spreading as wide as it said it does? That's not 38 meters, is it? I'm gonna have to do this manually, aren't I? Nothing's working. Doggone it. Alright, I'm gonna have to just do it manually, I suppose. How wide do you think that actually is? Because it's supposed to be 38 meters. That is not 38 meters. That might be 38 feet. Do I have it set at feet? I bet I do. I'd have to calculate the difference between feet and meters. That's too complicated, so I probably won't do it. Well, it's not complicated. It would take me a minute. This looks like my plow's out of business again. Bill's in the house. I feel bad. I was live streaming on Twitch last night, or sometime yesterday. I was live streaming Final Fantasy 14. Bill came in just as I was leaving. I felt kind of bad. You guys, I've told you before that when somebody comes into one of my live streams and I've only got like a couple minutes left, I really do feel bad. I feel like, well, I got to play another hour then because they just got here. But I can't sometimes, and so I have to just say, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And it's really bad when I say, well, it's time for me to go, and somebody says, oh, I just got here. Then I really feel bad. Oh, I'm making a mess of this. I surely am. And don't call me Shirley. Alright, see, it's not going to do it. It isn't going to do it. I'm going to... Oh, man. Well, yeah, I decided to do some things on Twitch. I'm going to play games that I just want to play for fun. And I'm playing it anyway, so why not hit the record button or the go live button on Twitch? And if I got one people comes in and says hello, I'll say hello. If I got nobody come in and say anything, I'll just play my game. I mean, you know, it's Not a big deal. I don't really care. I'm not going to make any money on Twitch. You know, some people do. You watch some of these guys on Twitch that play, and they've got every 2 minutes, they got somebody donating $10, $5, and add that up in a 3-hour time period. They're raking in some money. I've never had anybody donate any money to me on Twitch that I can recall. Twitch is owned by Amazon, so they have a thing where you can buy, I don't know, I can't remember what they call it. Bill would know. You can buy some kind of chip or something, a bit, something, and you can donate those. And they amount to a pittance of money. For example, you can buy a bit for pennies. And so you can easily give them away. I think Amazon, if you're Amazon Prime, you automatically get so many free. If I remember right. You fell asleep. Well, it was late for you, I understand. Can he run around yet? I want to know if he's able to ride a motorcycle yet. Yeah, I felt kind of good at the last live stream. I had some people come in I haven't seen in a long time. Daryl Walker, haven't heard from him for a while. Ben, I've got a friend of mine that one of my subscribers that does similar to what you do. He lives in the Philippines and works in Australia, and so he's on a plane all the time, and he puts in months at a time, and then he gets time off. And for those of you that haven't met Ben, Ben is here. He works in Saudi Arabia, and for several months out of the year, and then travels home. Eric Schmidt's in the house. I downloaded this map a long time ago. It looked really nice, but then I couldn't bring myself to abandon my farm I built on Honeydew. I played Honeydew. I actually still have Honeydew in my, I don't know what you'd call it, in my play folder. I save everything, so I don't have to abandon everything. I've got every farm that I've played is saved somewhere. Yeah, that's the way Daryl is, and it's kind of funny because he carries a tablet with him, and he watches me when he's on planes and stuff, or traveling. Yeah, here's something funny. Eric brought up a point where he's playing Honeydew and doesn't want to abandon his farm. I get that way. I get attached to my farms and stuff. I get attached to characters in my game, that kind of thing. It's crazy. But as far as farming goes, Scorpion, I went back over the weekend, last weekend, for Hoots and Giggles. I pulled up the very first video I ever put up, and it was on Twin Falls, I think, something. That must be a farm sim map, but I only did about a 30-minute or 20-minute video, and it sounded awful. I remember I was using one of those gaming headset, like a Logitech headset that's got a built-in mic boom in it. Terrible microphones. I sounded awful. And then it wasn't but a few episodes after that that Idaho came out, and I started playing Idaho. Now, the funny part is, I thought the first video I ever made was Idaho, but it wasn't. I made a few just before that. Oh, they were terrible videos. They were only in 480p. The sound is awful because of the microphone. Shut up, dog. That dog scares me when he barks. All right. Why didn't that shut off? There we go. I'm going to run over to the plow. Plow's not working for some reason. Gotta get a Vespa. You've already tested a new bike. Is the insurance going to cover it all for you? Kawasaki ZX10. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up because I'm not familiar with bikes. It's been years since I've been around any kind of bike. Kawasaki's were always good dirt bikes, so I remember that. I had 2 dirt bikes. One of them wasn't really a dirt bike. It was a Honda. And I decided that it was fun, so I went ahead and bought a real actual dirt bike. Mine was a Suzuki. There was others that were driving the Kawasaki's, and I liked the Suzuki. Okay, what's happening here? Why did this guy stop? Was I driving this guy manually? I think I was. That would explain why he stopped. Ah, so they didn't cover the whole amount. The water kind. Are you talking about like a skidoo or something? What do they call those? A water bike, I guess. A ski jet. I've never had one of those. I used to have snowmobiles when I was younger. Oh, God, we had fun on snowmobiles. You know, I lived close to where it snowed all winter, and you'd have snow up to your tailbone. And we had to have so much fun. We'd get out there on snowmobiles. Here's an interesting thing, and motorcycles are kind of the same, but I never had the problem on motorcycle like I had on a snowmobile, and that is, we would get on our snowmobiles and we would head up the mountain, and we would ride and we would hoop and holler and just have a good time. And here's the problem: we had such a good time, and riding those things is tiring, but you don't know it because you're having so much fun. And we would have to be careful because we would ride and ride and ride. And if we got too far away from camp and you stopped, it wasn't till then that you realized how exhausted you were. Because the adrenaline's going, you're having so much fun, you don't realize how tired you're getting. And when we would finally stop our snowmobiles and just sit there and relax for a few minutes, we'd realize how exhausted we were, and we could hardly move. So we had to really be careful when we went out. We would always plan out how far we were going to go, because if you got too far out there and you got too exhausted, you might not make it back to camp before dark. Now, it wasn't necessarily a problem. I mean, the bikes had had headlights on them, but still dark as dark when you're up in the woods. And it would be easy to get stuck in a snowbank and that kind of thing. I remember one time we were snowmobiling, and it wasn't me, it was one of my buddies. He got close up to a bunch of trees, and so he stopped before he hit one of them. Well, when he stopped, he couldn't get going again because the snowmobile kind of sunk down in the snowbank where he was. It was very deep snow. We didn't realize how deep it was until he decided he was going to jump off his snowmobile and kind of push it out of the snowbank that he was supposedly stuck in, right? When he stepped off the snowmobile, he sunk down into his armpits. And so luckily he was still hanging on to the edge of the snowmobile. And he was screaming like hell for help. We finally found him, and he kind of went back a little bit. We had to go backtrack a little bit. We found him, and we had to very carefully work our way over to him and try to pull him out of the snowbank because he literally was up to his armpits and couldn't pull himself out. It was a scary situation. I never went snowmobiling by myself. I never went bike riding by myself either. It's too dangerous. The way we rode anyway, it was. We were daredevils. Bill's going out for pizza, I can tell. Man, this is a postage stamp field. Let's see, that field in front of me is mine too. Not quite sure what's on it. It looks like wheat. No, it doesn't. Looks like soybeans. I'm not sure. We'll have to check. So I decided, I mentioned earlier I was going to go and do some stuff on Twitch again. And I decided last night that I would transfer it over to YouTube. Only because I still don't have a lot of people that watch me over on Twitch. And that's okay because I didn't actually do a lot of live streaming on Twitch. So to get people used to me live streaming over there, I decided to throw a couple of the videos up that I'm, some of the games that I'm playing up over there onto YouTube so that people can say, oh, where'd this come from? Oh, it came from Twitch. Well, if you want to watch it live, you're going to have to go to Twitch. So, anyway, there's that. Welcome back, Bill. Everybody, Bill's back in the house. Whoa, overshot. Overshot. Alright, let's go over and see what that is. I think field number 1 is soybeans, but I'm not sure. Didn't look like wheat or barley. See all these trees? They're kind of in the way. Does that look like soybeans? Does to me. It's barley. I was completely wrong. That's never happened before. I can't think of any time I've ever been wrong. Andy's in the house. Hey, Andy. How's it going for you today? Well, at least you got notified. Half the time on YouTube, you don't get notified. Oh, and I got purged again. I lost something like 40 subscribers here last week. They do that a couple times a year now. Come in and purge. Whoa! Let's see, what do I have? I have barley in this, and there's barley over there, so I'll be okay. Yep. 500 hours on this map, huh? Wow, that's a lot of time, Bill. You must have liked it. At any time that you played it, what were the trains working? $500. Unbelievable. That's a lot of time. After an update, I talked to him, but I didn't know which map it was because I wasn't playing it. And then of course I forgot all about it. But until after last week's live stream, when somebody said, "Isn't this Big Hoss's map?" and I was confused, and rightly so, because I actually went back to Papa Smurf's webpage. And it says right on there, Southern Farming by Papa Smurf. But it also has a Big Hoss's Southern Boy icon on it. And so, but it wasn't until then that I remembered, because somebody in the live stream said, yeah, the author said that the train stopped working, so he took them out. Well, and then that triggered the memory of me talking to Big Hoss on Discord one night, and he said, yeah, I can't get the trains to work. They were working and now they're not, so I took them out. And I didn't know which map he was talking about, because we were just talking about, you know, maps in general that evening. You're the one said it, Bill? Yeah, that sounds about right. You were talking about it. I said it earlier, but as soon as I went back and looked and realized that Southern Boy, who Big Hoss changed his name to Southern Boy, but he may have changed it to something else now. I don't know. He keeps changing his name. Anyway, it was after that I did realize that this was one of his maps that I thought, how could I not know? Because it plays like one of his maps. You know, if you've ever played one of Stevie's maps, for example, I could tell you in an instant whether it's a Stevie map or not, because he tends to do the same things on every map. And again, that's not a criticism. He makes good maps, but it's easy to tell that it's one of his. Well, there's one thing about it, and I said this earlier, and it's that the statement still rings true. When you look at the description, he says that this is based on a farm that he knows well from where he lives. And I mentioned a few times when I've played games, maps like that, that I always tend to like what maps that people say are based on their home map or the farm they grew up on or the farm down the street, because they always tend to put a little bit of extra love in it because it's something that means something to them. And one of the things that you can see in this map when you're driving around is the detail. There's a lot of detail in it. And everything seems to work. That's a good sign. Yeah, I've got one of them. Now I've got two. There was one, and I can't think of the name of it to save my soul, but the splash screen, you know, when you come into the map, has a picture of a southern girl's behind in the tightest pair of blue jeans. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the map, but I can remember the splash screen. So if he made a third one, I'm not quite sure which one it would be, but I do have two of them now. And that one I got directly from him. He sent it to me. Backwoods Farming, yes, that one. And it's a good map, too. I enjoyed playing it. Man, this thing fills up fast. I need to get back on Steam. There's a farming game that's coming up. I don't think it's out yet. It's coming up that looked very interesting. And I've been keeping my eye on it. Darren says he hasn't transitioned to 19 yet. Broad Acres is a good one. Still playing Cherry Hills. Wow, you're still playing Cherry Hills. Gino's in the house. Hey, Gino. Yeah, I was thinking, I mentioned earlier that I went back and watched the first video I ever made and made me laugh, made me cry. It's so sad. 480p, it was terrible quality, the sound was awful. It was kind of funny. And interestingly enough, the very first video that I put up on YouTube was the day before my birthday of that year. That was funny too. I didn't remember that. But it made me actually want to play, not play, physically play, but to watch that video online, where like a live stream, do a live stream where I'm watching that video and talking about it. Or, you know, one of those very early ones, just for nostalgia's sake. It's almost Christmas, Gino. I haven't put my speed boots on today. AI and Courseplay. I haven't used the AI much. Alrighty. Let's go pick up some barley. I'm thinking about going back to play Fallout 4. Another friend of mine's playing it again. And I have been watching a little bit of the virtual reality, and I bought Skyrim for VR, and I was sorely disappointed. But in looking at the virtual reality for Fallout 4, it looks pretty good. It's about $60, I think. I can't remember, but I'm thinking about buying it and playing Fallout 4 again. I played Fallout 4 so much, unbelievable number of hours that I've got in that game. So yeah, I'm thinking about getting it. As a matter of fact, I thought hard enough. I haven't used my Oculus Rift in so long that it wouldn't work. I had to go in and do all kinds of new drivers, and I had to completely set it up again to get it to work. So all I have to do now is just buy the game, I guess. That's all I need to do is buy another copy of Fallout 4. I've got 3 of them already. That'd be the 4th one. I can't tell you how many copies of Skyrim I've bought. I know, about 3 or 4 versions of it for other people. Friends that I gifted it to. And I bought, I think, 4 or 5 versions myself. It's crazy. I couldn't tell you. Quite a large number I've purchased of Skyrim. Canadian Ultimate Factory, I've got that one. I had Stap and Bob, but I don't recall. Excuse me. Uh-oh, I'm full. That's not gonna work. You can play it in 4K now. Do you have it in 4K, or you just oh, 4K. I'm sorry, I was thinking of VR. You can play it in 4K now. Yeah, that's how I played it. But you know what? Now that I think about it, it wasn't how I started off playing it. Because I remember starting it on a different PC. And then I had to redo all my mods, all that kind of stuff, because I started playing it on 4K machine. So yeah, I didn't always play it in 4K, but yeah, I'm really interested in playing it in VR. Sounds like fun. All right, I'm going to see if I can hire a worker from this point, because I've gone around enough that those trees shouldn't be an issue. Let me see if I can hire a worker at this point. Uh-oh. Looks like my speed is messed up. There we go. Cruise control was down to nothing. All right, let me run over and get that other machine running here. What's going on with the plow? Let's stop him and do a little field cleanup here. Have a new monitor, and it was time. Had a good deal, got a good deal. I'll tell you what, that I forgot about when I got my new monitors and stuff. I forgot that I had old cables. And if you've got 4K and you've got old cables, the old cables aren't fast enough for the 4K. So after I realized that, because I started watching things in 4K and I thought, I can't see much of a difference. I don't know if it's worth the money. And then, I can't remember, I was watching a video where a guy was talking about 4K, and he said, yeah, make sure that you do this, you do that. Oh, and also, make sure you update your cables. And I thought, what? Oh my God, that makes sense. I mean, you look how technology changes. You know, technology changes. You're using cables that are, 10, 15 years old. And that includes Ethernet. In that, you get faster speeds than you had before. USB cables. All of those things. It's a shame. But it got me in the habit of, and I tend to hang on to cables, right? And now I've got boxes and boxes of cables. And it wasn't until recently that we started doing some spring cleaning, Well, it was spring. But my wife said, what are you going to do with all these cables? Do you still need them? And I said, in actuality, no, I don't. Because if I replace the cables, I'm going to replace them with new technology. Newer technology. So no, I'll probably never use those cables again. So I might as well just get rid of them. I'll take them all to Goodwill or something. Okay, plowed and limed. Now let's do this one. Alrighty, field number 4 again. The plow shouldn't be too bad. Let's do it. Generate a course. Field number 4. And 7.8 meters is fine. I'm gonna do 3 headlands because it's only 7 meters, 8 meters. And let's see, let's generate a course. We're gonna go, wait a minute, we're gonna go clockwise, so we got it set up in clockwise. Yep. Generating a course. Escape. Field 04. Plow. Drive the course and see what it does. Is it gonna wake? Is it gonna wake? Hey, it dropped the plow. Imagine that. Anyway, I was talking about cables. After I replaced the cables, I'm talking about the HDMI cables from the computer to the monitor, and also I have a 4K television, and so I bought HDMI cables for that to go from my PlayStation and my Xbox One, and then I watched a 4K movie, and yes, I could definitely see a difference in 4K. I'd have never thought about replacing the cables. You know what? I just realized it actually wasn't a video I was watching. Now that I think about it, I bought a new 4K movie, and I was reading the cover of the movie, the DVD, and on the cover it said to get the best experience of 4K, and one of the things was to replace your cables. That's where I saw it. It wasn't a video. It was right on the cover of the DVD. I guess it pays to read the instructions, which I normally don't do. Excuse me. Scorpion says he uninstalled FS17. I haven't done that yet. I still have FS17. I've actually got it on 2 or 3 different computers. So even if I did, I could go back and play it on the other computer. I kind of left it, no particular reason, but I kind of left it until such time as my hard drive needs the space. Alrighty, where's the seeder? I need to start working on some fields here. Good old deer. Oh, the deer, oh, the deer, deer, deer. Man, I tell you, we've been having some wet weather. It was raining pretty hard today. And I checked, it's supposed to rain for the next 10 days, I think. And it's already been raining for a week, so we're getting our coastal weather all at once here. Come on, why won't it lower my seeder? Come on, there it goes. All right. Now this is a John Deere rig. John Deere tractor, John Deere seeder. I put those extra little box things on there. I don't know what they do. Just looked interesting, I guess. I gotta wonder about 8K. I mean, you watch these studies that say the human eye can't see 4K. Well, I don't know if any of that's true. I can tell you that I certainly can tell a difference in the video. Whether I'm actually seeing the full 4K resolution or not, I couldn't tell you. And everybody's vision is different anyway. But if you can't see the difference in 4K, how are you going to see 8K? Just saying. I don't know. I'm no scientist and I don't play one on YouTube. Alright, I don't know why I'm planting wheat. I was going to plant some soybeans, soybeans and or canola maybe. And here I am doing wheat again. Alright, I can switch it up on the next field. I haven't done any root plants yet. And I'm not quite sure if I will. The only reason I used to plant sugar beets and potatoes is I could feed them to the animals. But now I've got a mod that feeds the animals, so I don't really need them. Know what I mean? And there's no production on this map, so I don't have to worry about making sugar or anything like that. Now I do have, mods that I can place that do production. I thought what I'd do is play the map for a little while before I got into that. We're all supermen if we can watch 8K, huh? Well, I know it's, if you can't see it, what's the difference? Well, and remember, they thought that 3D was going to be all that, and it wasn't. I went to a couple of 3D movies, and the only thing that I realized is what all it did was cost me more money, because they charged you more money to see the 3D movie. Yeah, I got to the point where I didn't like wearing the glasses, and I didn't like having to pay extra money. They were already charging for the wife and I anywhere between $40 and $50 for a movie. So if I could save a few bucks and watch it in 2D, very few of the movies that I saw in 3D actually did anything for me. I think the only one that I actually really enjoyed was one of the Marvel movies. I can't remember. I think it was the first Avengers movie I saw at an IMAX in 3D, and I thought it was okay. But most of the ones that I've watched in 3D, it's not like the whole movie is in 3D. It's only like certain parts of it are. And it actually was kind of a distraction. I think the plow got tied up around a tree. Sorry, I was yawning. It's not my fault. Well, it is my fault, but... Well, it wasn't a tree. It wasn't a tree. Man, it takes a... This plow, for such a small plow, it takes a long shot to turn around. Yeah, some movies I've seen that are in 3D were not extra special. I can think of a few of them where you literally could tell that most of the movie was in 2D, and only certain parts. All of a sudden, some guy would jump out of the bushes and throw a spear right towards your face. That was in 3D. And then the rest of the movie, it would look like it was all in 2D. And all it did was distract you. Bright yellow. By the way, you probably don't... Well, maybe you do. It's John Deere green and John Deere yellow. I colored everything John Deere. That's funny. That's funny right there. I know it's a little late, but I need some caffeine. I'm falling asleep. I'm sitting here yawning. I'm going to have a Mountain Dew. It's got some caffeine in it. It's a little late. But... get me some medication. It's like drinking cough medicine or something. Aha! Refreshing, as usual. Alright, what else we got? We got some straw to pick up. I'm actually seriously thinking about getting that other straw, that other quick picker upper. It's got the big booms on it, because it sure makes it easier to pick up straw, and it holds a lot more than this little thing. This little thing doesn't really hold much. And without the boom, I have to stay right on the windrow. Going to get bogged on that thing. See, that other one would have picked up that whole thing. So, who's got plans for Christmas? Anybody traveling? I remember those days. I haven't actually had to travel for Christmas in quite a few years, but I remember when the kids were littler, we traveled a lot at the holidays. We haven't actually traveled holidays for quite a while, and it was driving I'm talking about. I've never flown anywhere for Christmas or Thanksgiving or any other holiday for that matter, but we sure did a lot of driving. At one point, I had my wife's family lived 8-hour drive away. My family was about a 5 to 6 hour drive away. And so what we would do is we would go, like say the weekend before Christmas, we would drive to, say, my folks' house. And then we would have Christmas at home with the kids. And then the Christmas after, which is still a holiday because in America, we take the Christmas week off through into the new year. If you're lucky enough to get that kind of a holiday. So the kids, in other words, the kids would be out of school the week of Christmas and all the way to the first of the year. So the kids were available. We didn't have to pull them out of school or anything. So we could travel. Oh my God, an 8-hour drive to get to her folks' house in snowy weather. And I don't miss that. The older I get, the worse I hate driving in bad weather. It used to not bother me when I was young, but I've seen too much over the years. And the thing that scares me the most is not the weather. It's other drivers. People think they know how to drive in bad weather, and they don't. These people that think they've got a four-wheel drive, which means that they can drive as fast or as crazy as they want to because, hey, we got four-wheel drive. Well, if you hit a patch of ice, you're going to slide just as easy in a four-wheel drive as you are a two-wheel drive. And I just hate these pickups that are four-wheel drive, and they drive 90 miles an hour like they think everything's going to be okay when they've got no weight in the back of their truck, some of them. See them in a ditch, and it's like, well, told you. So, Darren's got some holiday traveling. But hey, it looks like he's having a good time with it. 23rd to the 27th. That's your 5th year doing it, huh? I would call that a holiday tradition then. So, Scorpion, is your wife still watching Christmas movies? My wife is. She watches 2 or 3 of them a night. And it's funny, too, because I'll sit and watch some of them with her. And I say, wait a minute, isn't the plot in this movie the same one as the last one? And wasn't the last one the same plot as the one before? Bill said he's going to watch X-rated movies all by himself, I guess. Yeah, when I had my pickup, I would put sandbags. I'd put a bunch of sandbags in the back around the wheel wells. And if I got stuck, you can use the sand to get out. And if you didn't get stuck, you could at least use the weight of the sand to weight the rear end down. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've watched a few of them with her. It's really, really, really funny. Because the plots are almost identical. There's a store in a small town or a hotel in a small town, and they do Christmas up in a big way. And somebody, either man or woman, are sent to the small town because the store or the inn or the motel or whatever is owned by a big corporate conglomerate who wants to close it down and put everybody out of work. And this person is sent to do that. They get there and they fall in love with the quaint little town and all the, the holiday traditions there. And they meet somebody that they fall in love with. And then the person they fall in love with finds out that they're there to close the motel down and put everybody out of work. And they have a big fight. They split up. And a miracle happens and the person comes back and the hotel is saved and the lovers get back together and it's a Merry Christmas. And I've seen a dozen movies identical to that plot in the last 2 weeks. And the funny part is a lot of these Hallmark Christmas movies, they use the same actors. So it's almost like they made the same movie 3 or 4 times with the same people. It's hilarious. Uh-oh. He's in trouble again. Alexa just gave me a notification.
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. A shipment has arrived.
That's the one I told you about 2 hours ago. Well, not quite 2 hours. And Santa wears the same clothes. Yep, that's Santa. He needs a wardrobe change. I was going to say a wardrobe malfunction, but I have traditionally, for the last 4 or 5 years or more, let my beard grow out for Christmas. When I wore my Santa Claus hat, and then I would take a pair of reading glasses and put them low down on my nose, like Santa looks over his glasses at you. And I don't have a Santa suit, but I do have a Santa hat, and I've got a big apron, a big heavy apron that is Santa Claus colored. It's red and it's got the white fur around it and stuff like that. And so I would put that on. That as much as I dress like Santa Claus. But I've done that for the last 7, 8 years maybe. And I can grow a beard pretty fast. It doesn't take very long. I got tired of that this year. And one thing that happens when I grow my beard out, my wife says it makes me look older. And so I decided, you know what, hell with it. I trimmed it. I just trimmed it today, actually. Trimmed it down pretty short. I normally keep a beard pretty trimmed, except for the holidays. I would grow it and then trim it up after the holidays were over. I decided heck with it this year. Not gonna do it. Somebody else can play Santa Claus. One of the kids about 3 years ago was about, let me think now, maybe 7 years old. And she, Adeline, she dressed up. We got a smaller apron, a hat, and I put glasses on her as well. And so she looked like Mrs. Santa Claus. And her and I took a picture together of that. It was cuter than all get out. But we looked like little Santa twins. They looked like Santa and a mini me. Without the beard, of course. Anyway, that was funny. That was a lot of fun. Hey, I just lost power in my controller. Time to put a new one in. A new battery. Plug the other one in while I'm thinking about it. All right, we're back in business. Is he done? Guess so. I had a power outage yesterday, and I have one of those clocks that the time shines up onto either a wall or the ceiling. Well, virtually anywhere you want to point it, it'll shine. And the other thing is there's a sensor out of doors that keeps track of the temperature outside, and it flashes. Oh, I'm at the wrong trailer. It flashes between the time and what it's doing outside weather-wise. Anyway, we had a power outage yesterday, and ever since we did, my thermometer outside says right now, it says it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's pretty damn hot. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 49 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, she says it's
Tonight,
49
it's set to
degrees.
low at 43 degrees.
So I don't know. I guess the sensor got burned up or something. Texas weather. Texas summer weather. I hope that's not Texas winter weather. All right, I got to run around and see if there's any fields I missed. In the 50s. Yeah, it's 50s here. It's supposed to get down to 42 tonight. It was 37 the other night. Oh, the power. I told you the power went out. I was on playing Elite Dangerous, and I was talking to about 4 or 5 people. And somebody mentioned about some politics. Now, I don't normally talk politics. I don't like to, for one thing. Things can get a little bit heated. But somebody mentioned something, and whatever it was, it kind of ticked me off a little bit, triggered me. And I said something about it. And we got into this little political discussion. And I laid my point out pretty passionately. And then the power went out. About 5 minutes it took for the power to come back on and for my internet to come back on. And so I got back into the discussion, and somebody said, "Oh, Rude Man's back. What happened?" I think they thought I rage quit. Anyway, I said, before you think that, I said the power went out. It knocked me off, and I said that I walked out to see what the rest of the area was like. Potatoes. I got potatoes here, and I said that the whole neighborhood was down. And I said, okay, that just proves my point. I shouldn't talk politics because God was listening, and He cut me off in mid-sentence. So I'm not talking politics anymore. I still don't know what caused the power outage. It was only about 5 minutes. What's 4C? Is that about 30 degrees, 20 degrees, 29, something like that? What's 4 centigrade? We don't learn those kind of things over here. I know that about 20 degrees is nice warm weather, I think. Now, how big is this field? This looks like a fairly good-sized field. I should probably try to do a course play on this one and see if I can get it to work. Yeah, let's see if we can get this to work. First of all, we got to get rid of that. And let's see here. Course generation. We are on field number deuce. And we're going to do all automatic. Whoops, wait a minute. 13 meters. That's probably about right. I'm going to do short edges. Round. How big is this? Let's do 3. We're going to go counterclockwise and try that. See how that does for us. I gotta get away from those fences and trees or it doesn't work. 4 degrees centigrade is 39. Well, I was kind of close. 8 centigrade here is 26 Fahrenheit. So it's 8 degrees in London. Well, you don't actually live in London, do you? Are you north or south, Andy? South. You're south. Okay. Doesn't Craig live north? I think that's what he said. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, I've got barley in here. How did I get barley in here? Did I not empty this out? I must not have. Alright, well, we'll get our truck and empty that out. Yeah, Scorpion. Scorpion says he's west of London. And a bit south. Well, hey, you're far enough away that that would probably be not too relevant. You're probably more west than you are south. A sprinkling of snow. I miss snow, actually. Where I live, all it does is make a mess. Back when I grew up, it would snow and stay snowy for a period of time. And we'd get probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow when I was a kid. And it would stay most of the winter. And here, it'll snow and it either melts immediately or it'll stay for maybe 24 hours and then it melts. And then it's just a big mess. But we love it anyway when it does because it's exciting. We don't get snow here very much. So it's exciting when it happens. We run out and take videos and movies and pictures. And it doesn't snow in Colorado, does it? What were you doing in Colorado? You got relatives there? Hey, the course plate took right off this time. I don't remember you going to Colorado. I don't remember Colorado having a blizzard. My dad was from Minnesota, and he used to tell stories about the blizzards that they had. And I can't remember how many times he said he got frostbit toes and fingers. And they actually grew up on a farm, and they had to tie a rope from the back porch of the house to the barn so that they could follow the rope to the barn to feed the animals, because the blizzards and snow got so high that they would get lost. They'd get into a bad blizzard, they would get lost between the house and the barn. That would be scary. Oh, I remember. Didn't you already have tickets that you had to use? Yeah, that happens in some of the cities in America too. The cities that aren't used to bad weather. Seattle and Portland are two of them. If they get any bad weather, it just shuts the city down. They just don't know what to do. Oh, ah! I almost hit that fence. Okay, I'm thinking of 2 different trips then. I can't keep up with you. You're just traveling all the time. We don't seem to go anywhere much anymore. Too much going on at home, I guess. Well, and as Thanksgiving, you know, we had 17 people here. Everybody felt like coming to the coast, I guess. But it was fun seeing all the family and stuff. Well, it wasn't all the family. I have a very large family. It was only one other family, my sister's family, that came for Thanksgiving, and there were still 17 of us. You know, between my family and hers. A lot of young people nowadays not only aren't having kids, they don't plan on having kids. And it's kind of sad. A lot of the kids nowadays, they're afraid of global warming, and they don't want to have children in a world that we're all gonna be extinct in. And that's so sad that the media can scare people that bad. It's just unbelievable. No, Darren, I haven't. I haven't traveled abroad at all. My wife has. My wife was a high school teacher, and in the summertime, they would get 3 months off. The teachers over here only work about 9 months out of the year, and then they're off three months. And in what she would do is she would save her money up throughout the year, and then she would travel. So she's been to England. She's been over to Greece, Italy, quite a few places. But I've never left the States. Well, I've flown to Hawaii, but that's not really leaving the States because Hawaii is still part of the United States. But it's kind of like, you know, because Hawaii is an island and it's not that close, really. I mean, plane-wise, I suppose it is, but that was almost like traveling to another country because of the plane ride. Is a long plane ride. I'd like to do some traveling, but yeah, Scorpions, he's been to Mexico. If I catch my combine. You know what? I just looked at the clock, guys. I think I'm going to end the stream here. It's been a couple hours, as usual. Again, I apologize for not being on Tuesday. For those of you that weren't here earlier, I apologize for not being here on Tuesday. I was sick. I just didn't feel good. Scorpion knew because I talked to him that morning, and he asked me why I wasn't live streaming. And I said, well, I actually had just gotten out of bed to try to eat something, and I went on to check things, and Scorpion saw me and asked me how come I wasn't live streaming. I just wasn't feeling well, so I kind of missed Tuesday. But I'm planning on being back. Let's see, when is Christmas? Is Christmas Wednesday? I'll try to do a live stream next week and during the Christmas holiday. I'm going to try to be Tuesday and Thursday, but we'll see. Depends on company. I'll tell you what, though. I'll let you know this time. The thing about last Tuesday was I did get up, and I did plan on having the live stream. And I was just talking to my wife, and she says, I don't know how you're going to do a live stream. I said, you're just falling asleep there talking to me. And I said, I know. I don't feel good. And so she says, why don't you just go to bed? Take a nap and see how you feel, which I did. By the time I woke up, it was too late. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Hope you had fun, and I hope to see you next week. I'll let you know what my schedule is as far as live streaming because of the holidays. And anyway, I hope to see you then. Take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.